This Viltrox 27mm for Fujifilm might be one of the best lenses I've used this year on the Fujifilm system. Is it all hype? Can I avoid the word big? Let's find out. Well, that was tightly packed. One warranty card, instructions, nice big thick piece of foam. In here we have the lovely little baggie. Really like these bags. The 75mm one has proved very handy. Now, it just occurred to me, this is a straight copy of the Canon one. I've actually got it right in front of me because my Canon 200mm is being used as a counterbalance for the monopod setup that I've got here. So it's right in my face, almost literally. But I still like it. I still love the bag. No problem at all. Look at that. Basically the same, more or less, as the 75mm. Nice little snap cap there. Plastic hood. Doesn't click in that well, but it looks the part and it is otherwise solid. Just be careful. I tend to be having this kind of problem with Fujifilm gear, but now this is a Viltrox one. Anyway, manual focus ring feels okay. Manual focus not usually the best on these kind of lenses. We'll mention that later. We'll give it a bit of a play. Now, aperture ring, you probably can't hear that, but it is clicked, but very lightly. It feels a bit loose for me, but hey, 1, 2 to 16, and then you've got the A mode there. Of course, the Pro badge, got to get the badge in if you know about that kind of thing. 40.5mm full frame equivalent with a 55.3 degree angle of view. Now inside, 11 diaphragm blades, 15 elements in 11 groups. Minimum focus distance 28 centimeters. That's going to be fun actually, a bit of a bonus perhaps. Magnification ratio 0.15 times. STM motor, we'll see how it goes. You'd have already seen it in action a bit in the intro anyway. And we do have some dust and splash proof. Well, there's a gasket there around, a little rubber gasket. Don't be throwing this in hardcore rain. It's not weatherproof or waterproof. 67mm filter thread and a decent chunk of 560 grams. So there it is, yeah. We're going to get some random test samples on the go, see how it goes. There's going to be nothing flashy, no marketing shots that you'll see in other videos. As cool as they look, we're keeping it as real as possible, and I am a bit too busy to really go messing about too much. I just want to get into this and see what's what. So yeah, let's do that now. After a lot of use, for me, this is a seriously well-built heft of a lens. Yes, I avoided the B word. This aperture ring, for me, is slightly looser than I'd prefer. The manual focus ring, standard stuff for this kind of lens. Overall though, the build quality and the handling is absolutely spot on. Now, naturally, it's Basically a direct match to the slightly larger, can you see that, 75mm, but it's effectively the same experience bar the missing, where is it, AF MF switch on the 75. Obviously these are not light lenses, and many came over, you know, for that ethos of mirrorless being lighter, but have no fear with this lens. Balances well on most of the bodies, especially the H series, and with correct handling you can use it on the smaller bodies of course too. Autofocus is probably a fraction slower than the internet fans will like, or a lot slower than they will like, but for general stills, even video, it's pretty smooth, doesn't hunt about too much. Yeah, face tracking works well, subject detection pretty good too, and even when I test it with the product mode on the S20, it wasn't bad at all. The autofocus will hopefully be improved a touch more in a firmware update, as the 75mm saw recently. You know, there's a lot of glass being shifted with these lenses, and it's certainly not bad for what you generally would buy this lens for. When it comes to image quality, this is possibly the best lens I've tested this year, 2023, if you're watching this in the future. Center sharpness is excellent. Corner sharpness, very usable. Not necessarily an issue if you're shooting 1.2 for the majority of stuff, I should say. Stopping down a touch does show a marked improvement in everything overall though. Color rendering, very similar, interestingly, to the older set of Fujifilm XF lenses, and contrast performance is good. Chromatic aberration is so minor, it's not worth mentioning, although I kind of did. And distortion is also not an issue. I think you're getting the picture here. Vignetting is definitely noticeable wide open in the corners. Stop down to about f2.8. Yeah, it gets better. This shot at f1.2 shows quite a difference from this shot at f8. You'll get the idea what's going on, I think. Ghosting and flaring though, both excellent. Diffraction can occur around f8 on 40 megapixel sensors. Not so much on my 26 megapixel sensors, but you don't buy this lens for f8 anyway, right? Importantly, for me at least, bokeh is basically gorgeous. Now throughout the video you can see plenty of examples where I've intentionally kept the shot less than spectacular, so we can see image free of wow factor subjects, which can distract you from the reality. So let us know what you think in the comments, especially when you get your hands on it. Honestly, I think it's got that, or almost got that, magic touch that we spoke about so much with lenses like the original XF56 and the 35-1.4 to some degree. Now the maximum magnification is a big bonus with this, especially compared to the 75mm Pro, and I was really impressed by how you can get almost macro-like shots, kind of, with great detail and a lovely drop off with the focus. I really didn't expect to be shooting those little wasps that you saw a bit earlier, for example, that's for sure. So yeah,
Other than diffraction, the lens shines even on the 40mm sensors. As you know, usually I'm the first to put out a video about a Fujifilm autofocus lens from Viltrox, but this time, frankly, there was so much going on and there was going to be so much day one hype, and I'm just too busy this summer with actual photography work that I thought, you know what, I'm going to take longer before I put my thoughts out for once. Now, I am using a pre-release lens. There's been no firmware updates to it at the point of recording this piece. And as always, my thoughts are as honest, free of bias. You know, they don't send me any gifts at the end of the year and that sort of stuff. They don't see the video before you see it. So, you know, is this lens worth buying? Is the hype real? Now, there's a long list of pros to the lens, which are well documented. And if you're happy about the not small nature, do it. It's a winner. Now, you could arguably shoot a whole wedding, for example, with this 27 and this 75mm. Why not? I know a lot that use a similar combo. So yeah, the hype with this is effectively justified. It's not for everybody, but you'd be hard pushed to really find fault with the image quality and the overall performance. And at this price, I'm happy to recommend it. Viltrox, we know you've got some stuff coming up, so let's get on with it.